So I'm about 2 weeks into my cut, and I was just thinking about a lot of the mistakes that I've made over the years, and I just wanted to distill that information to you guys. So basically, I want to tell you how to maintain as much muscle mass as possible while you're cutting, while you're trying to lose body fat. So first, let me take you through how I used to go from a bulk or a maintenance phase to a cut. So let's say I was bulking, right? I would be lifting like an animal in the gym. Most of my time in the gym, when I wasn't playing sports, of course, I was lifting weights, squats, bench, deadlift, overhead press, the real money-making exercises. I would spend the bulk of my program doing those and adding weight to those exercises as safely as I could. I'd be eating as much as I could, whether it was carbs, fat, protein. I would just down everything that I could eat, basically, to try to hopefully gain as much lean tissue as possible. There were some mistakes in that, but going on. Also, when I would bulk, cardio once or twice a week, nothing strenuous, just a brisk walk, 20 minutes here or there, get my heart rate up, aid in digestion, feel a little bit better, and then go about focusing on lifting. And then when it came to supplements, I was always trying to find the supplement that was going to help my muscles grow. So specifically, let's think about creatine monohydrate, right? You think creatine monohydrate, that is a bulking supplement. Those are for people who are just trying to gain muscle. No place in a cutting routine. At least that's what I thought. And when I would bulk like this, yes, I would gain active tissue, but then when it came time to cut, what I would do is drastically change everything. So like, let's say I was doing 4 sets of 5, heavy and hard on the squat. Instead, I might do 3 sets of 20 on the leg press. Yeah, it was tough, but it really wasn't that tough. It was something that I felt okay from. I was more out of breath and just generally tired from the diet that was also restrictive, but generally tired than I really stimulated the muscle. When it came to the nutrition, I would just drastically scale back my food. Oh, I'm gonna eat 100% clean. Calories would be drastically low, but all of my food in general, all of my macronutrients in general would go down. I would add hours and hours of cardio every single week, and then I would shy away from any supplement that was supposed to be for bulking, like creatine monohydrate. And what I found is that, yeah, you know what? I could lose body fat that way, but I also lost a lot of strength and a lot of muscle doing this. If you're somebody that has to make a weight class, desperate times call for desperate measures. Sometimes you have to do some crazy stuff and be willing to sacrifice a lot of lean tissue to get there. But for those of you who have health goals, aesthetic goals, you want to lose body fat but still maintain all that lean tissue that you had that you've built throughout the whole winter, the fall, the spring, however long you've been trying to aggregate lean tissue. Listen up. Don't do what I did, okay? Don't drastically change everything. Instead, let me give you a skeleton blueprint on what you should do. And it's really not that different than when you're trying to aggregate lean tissue. The first thing is continue to spend most of your time lifting and actually lift hard, okay? Yes, you have to be careful with recovery because your calories are lower. But at the same time, to go from what your body needed to create that lean tissue, while it doesn't need quite as much, getting to that point or close to it is a pretty good indicator. It sends a pretty good signal to your body to keep that lean tissue on. So if you were doing squats, bench, deadlift, overhead press, the money-making exercises in the gym when you were bulking, I think you should also be doing those exercises when you're trying to cut. Give your muscles a reason to stick around. I'm not saying you have to, you can't crush it the same way as when you're bulking. When you're bulking, you have all those excess calories. But still push yourself in the gym and don't make the limiting factor your ability to run out of breath. Make your limiting factor your muscles, the actual muscular strength, the tension and the strength and the power your muscles can create, because stimulating those high neuromuscular motor units, stimulating your muscles is what's going to make them stick around. So that's the first thing. Don't drastically change your training in the weight room and spend most of your time in the weight room. Speaking of exercise, let's talk about cardio. Cardio is helpful. It's very helpful when you're trying to lose body fat. I do cardio when I'm trying to lose body fat several days a week, and I do more of it than when I'm trying to bulk. But at the same time, I'm not doing so much that it's a detriment to my ability to lift weights, okay? I'm not trying to be a cardio machine. I'm not trying to run a marathon, which is fine if you are, but that's not my goal. And if you're watching this video, that's probably not your goal either. You want to maintain as much muscle mass as possible. So don't do so much cardio that it's taking away from your ability to recover and lift weights. That being said, you doing some cardio throughout your cut is obviously going to help your cut. It's going to help keep you in a calorie deficit, and it may actually help facilitate fat loss faster than if you were just doing diet alone. I mean, there's no way around it. You're going to have to be in a calorie deficit. I mean, there's people out there that say you don't have to be because, oh, you create ketones, you can eat whatever you want, your body's burning fat, or, oh no, all you have to do is fast and then you don't have to worry about your calorie deficit. That's not real, okay? You're going to have to be in a calorie deficit at some point, most of the day, most of the time, if your goal is to lose body fat. So check it out. You want to have a stepwise approach to losing body fat, to your calorie deficit. So if you're maintaining at 3,000 a day, why go to 1,500, right? Keep your calories as high as you can while still losing body fat, measurable body fat, and actual weight on the scale. Lose your weight slowly so you can keep your performance high in the gym, and you're gonna maintain more muscle mass. Look, I did an entire video on this called How to Use MyFitnessPal to Lose Weight. I'm gonna put that up here. Make sure you click that, watch that, follow that, because that's what I've been doing, and I notice I'm able to maintain way more strength, and I'm able to maintain way more muscle mass when I use this stepwise approach to nutrition. But getting a little more granular, when you're scaling back your calories, okay, try not to scale back your protein really at all. I guess it depends on how much you're eating, but for me, when I get deeper into the cut, when my calories are lower and my calorie deficit is more, my protein intake actually goes up. When you're in a bulk, when you have, all these calories to basically, hey Jerry, when you have all these calories that are gonna assist you in recovery and maintaining your lean tissue, then you actually don't need as much protein. It's weird because you would think it's the other way. When you're trying to gain muscle mass, you would think, oh, I gotta have so much more protein than when I'm trying to maintain or when I'm trying to lose body fat. It's actually the opposite. So what I'm gonna say, and just take this for what you will, I think as you get deeper into the cut, as you get leaner and as your calories get lower, your grams of protein should actually go up. You should have more protein on a cut than when you're bulking. And last but not least, let's talk about supplements, right? Oftentimes people think of, creatine monohydrate I wanna talk about specifically, and then you can extrapolate this to other supplements or whatever it is that you do. People think, oh, creatine monohydrate, that's for bulking, right? That's gonna put all this weight on. I don't need that to cut. Well, creatine actually has some pretty good performance benefits. It increases your ATP, it increases your ability to actually lift hard in the gym. So why people are worried about the several pounds of intramuscular fluid that creatine monohydrate causes, I won't understand, because it's at the detriment of your ability to push very hard in the gym, which is going to maintain your muscle mass. So look, I'm not saying you need to do creatine all the time. I'm not saying you need to do it in your cut or in your bulk. I'm just saying that when you're thinking about, oh, these supplements build muscle, I'm not gonna take these when I'm trying to lose fat. Well, if those supplements build, or at least assist you in building muscle, like creatine monohydrate or a pre-workout that you like, then they're also gonna help you in the gym, in turn help you maintain your lean tissue. So look, I've made all these mistakes. I've made a ton of mistakes. I've done the thing where it's, oh, tons of cardio, you don't really lift that hard, eat nothing, no supplements, and it doesn't work as well. You will lose more muscle mass if you do the conventional way of cutting. You're gonna maintain muscle mass better, and if you're a newbie, maybe even gain. You're gonna maintain muscle mass better if you stick to very basic principles. So let me run through it again real quick. Number one, continue to spend most of your time lifting and not just doing cardio. Number two, use cardio, but don't do so much that it's going to detract from your ability to lift weights and recover from lifting weights. Number three, use a stepwise approach to your calorie deficit. Just do enough to lose body fat, but not so much that it's hurting your performance. And number four, make sure that if you are taking supplements that help you in the gym, creatine monohydrate, pre-workout, whatever it is, continue to take that when you're cutting. There's no reason to worry about a couple pounds from creatine monohydrate when it's gonna help you push harder in the gym. Just trust me, I've been through this process. I've owned 2 different gyms. We have clients that, we're taking them through this process the entire time. Take your time on your cut, follow these principles, and you are gonna go a long way for maintaining as much lean tissue as possible. So look, I'm Alex Wallace. I'm not in the gym right now, I'm just sitting in my house, and I hope you like the video. If you like the video, man. We're trying to grow this channel. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Do me a favor, subscribe to this channel. Check out some of our other videos like those. Comment on those as well. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.